Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. So I'm so proud and glad to be joined by many of my Judiciary Committee colleagues led by Chair Durbin. Now, I know a lot is happening in the Capitol today and tonight, but we want to mark a historic moment here in the Senate. Today, we confirmed the 235th judge, more than any majority has confirmed in decades. This is historic and will have huge and positive implications for the American people for generations to come. Now, with the nation's newest 235th judge, we've confirmed more judges under President Biden than any administration in this century, more judges than any administration going back decades. And listen to this. 1 out of every 4 active judges on the bench has been appointed by this majority. 1 out of every 4.
But what Judge Dugan did here is far more direct and arguably criminal. You know, she got down from the bench and became part of what the law enforcement officials are saying is a pattern of illegality. I mean, she helped this person evade arrest.
These judges are former civil rights lawyers, consumer protection lawyers, federal prosecutors, voting rights experts, labor lawyers, public defenders, teachers, mentors, scholars. Different than in the past, in every walk of life. In the past, so many of the federal judges came from a rarefied group or two. Lawyers in fancy law firms, prosecutors in fancy offices. Not now. We have people who are from all across America and who resemble America. So we're proud of this milestone, not only because of the number, but because of what it means.
And we've seen this before. In Boston in 2019, I wrote about a judge who actively helped secrete a fugitive so that he would not be arrested. She was ultimately charged, but under the Biden administration, they just dropped those charges. And many of us were very critical of that because we thought the intent was clear. And so what people have to distinguish here is between the role of the judge and what she did. She was not acting as a judge at that point. She was acting as an individual who was helping the evasion of law enforcement. And
it means our bench is now far more balanced in its expertise, experiences, and qualifications. We have judges that fought for worker protections, representing factory workers, grocery store workers, taxi drivers, nurses. We have elevated nominees who represented unions, defended freedom of choice, abuse victims, prosecuted drug trafficking. Some have been teachers, some have been mentors. Our nominees are also groundbreaking for their demographic diversity. 150 of these judges are women, making the bench look a little more like America. That's the most under any president. Or individuals like Dale Ho and Myrna Perez, who I proudly urge President Biden to nominate. These two are among the greatest both immigration and voting rights lawyers in the country. They're now on the bench. And of course, we confirm not just the first black woman to the highest court in all the land, but also the first public defender to have the title justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Now, all of them were confirmed because they were among the very most qualified individuals for the job. I want to thank President Biden for sending us such an impressive group, Vice President Harris, who helped us confirm nominees, and of course,
tonight, Palestinian Mohsen Madawi is released on bail and sounding victorious.
For anybody who's doubting justice, this is a life of hope, a hope and faith in the justice system in America.
The Columbia University student, who is a legal permanent resident in the U.S., was detained during an immigration interview in Vermont earlier this month, handcuffed and removed by federal agents. Last year, Magdawi helped lead pro-Palestinian protests on campus. In a statement, the DHS says a green card is a privilege. When you advocate for violence, glorify and support terrorists that relish the killing of Americans, and harass Jews, it should be revoked. Magdawi denies he has ever advocated for violence.
They arrested me. What's the reason? Because I raised my voice?
The federal judge ordered Magdawi released on bail while he challenges his detention. His legal team arguing that the government is trying to silence his opposition to the war in Gaza.
This is not the first time we've seen the government go after basic First Amendment rights.
In his ruling, the judge said Magdawi appears not to be either a flight risk or a danger to the community, adding that continuing to detain him would likely have a chilling effect on protected speech. DHS responding, the Trump administration is committed to restoring the rule of law to our immigration system. No judge, not this one or any other, is going to stop us from doing that. On the steps of the court, after 2 weeks in detention, Magdawi with a defiant message for the administration.
To President Trump and his cabinet, I am not afraid of you.